Jennifer Aniston uses Vital Proteins, so should you. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing one of the most popular collagen powders out there, known as Vital Proteins. Now, if you want to learn about collagen powder and all of the research behind it, I have done an entire video on this topic and I'll put it in the description box below. But for today, I specifically want to talk about Vital Proteins because it is super popular, it's endorsed by a lot of celebrities, so you may be wondering if it's right for you. And of course, if it's worth your money. If you're new here, hi, my name is Katey. I'm a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer. My goal is to help you learn about nutrition, fitness, and wellness, and also various products so that you can be your best self, whatever that looks like. As always, if you do enjoy this video, I would love it if you would like the video and subscribe. This will help you continue to learn more and be part of the Taste of Nutrition community. So let's dive in. What is Vital Proteins? Vital Proteins is probably one of the most famous collagen powder supplements out there. Now, many people have endorsed this product, including Jennifer Aniston, who is a well-known brand ambassador. Vital Proteins has been around since 2013 when it was founded by Kurt Seidensticker. However, in June 2020, it was purchased by Nestle. Although Vital Proteins does have other products, it is mostly well known for its collagen powder, so today I'm going to be focusing on this. So what is in Vital Proteins collagen powder? First things first, Vital Proteins offers a variety of different collagen powders. The main ones are bovine and marine. They also do offer other flavors, but today I'm just going to focus on the unflavored one because that's the most popular and probably the one most people are going to pick. If you watched my other video on collagen powder, which I do recommend if you really want to learn about it, you'll know that both bovine and marine collagen have been found in the research to support skin health. So whichever one you pick is up to you. The word bovine simply means that the collagen has been derived from cows, while marine just means that it's been derived from fish. So first let's talk about their most popular product, which is their bovine collagen powder. Now, if we look at their ingredient label, we see that it has a whopping 20 grams of protein per serving. Now, this is where things get a little bit confusing, but if you look on their American website, their ingredient label says that a serving provides 20 grams of protein. But since I live in Canada, I have access to their Canadian website where a serving is 10 grams of protein. If you compare the two labels, you'll notice that the serving size is different. So one is 10 grams and one is 20 grams. So regardless of whether you get it in the United States or you get it in Canada, the actual protein content is the same. It's just the recommended serving size is different, and I'm not really sure why. While this isn't that big of a deal, I would love for them to be consistent no matter where you are. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use the US label, but rest assured if you do buy it in Canada, it is the same product. Okay, so now let's look at the label. As I mentioned, it says that it has 20 grams of bovine collagen peptides, which is good. Collagen peptides are the broken down form of collagen and they are better absorbed into the body. Again, I talk about this in my other video. So if you are ever purchasing a collagen powder, whether it is from Vital Proteins or not, you want to make sure that it is collagen peptides. If it just says collagen and it doesn't indicate that it's collagen peptides, your body's going to have a lot harder time digesting this. You'll notice that it also says it has 70 calories, and this almost exclusively comes from the protein content. Now, if you look at the label, you'll notice that it says 20 grams of collagen peptides, but total protein is 18 grams. If you multiply 18 grams by 4 calories, you get 72 calories. So roughly about 70 to 72 calories, depending on how well you scoop it, you're gonna get from this product. And that's it for ingredients. It's really just bovine collagen peptides. They don't add anything else to this. And I really do like this because it keeps the product simple and you're just getting what you want. As I mentioned, it's also unflavored, which is my preferred form of collagen because it is so easy to add to different foods. I personally love adding collagen to coffee because it's a great way to add in a little extra protein without noticing it. I personally do not like protein powders. I don't love the taste of them. I'll add them to a smoothie, but I can't really just shake them up in a bottle myself. So having collagen powder in an unflavored form is really, really convenient for me. Now let's quickly look at the marine collagen powder. According to their label, it says that it has 12 grams of collagen peptides per serving and it's derived from white fish. Again, if you look at the serving size, it says 12 grams. So if we actually compare the bovine collagen peptides, which a serving size is 20 grams, and we compare this to the marine collagen, which is 12 grams, you actually can see that the amount of protein you're going to get is actually the same if you were to use the exact same portion size. Why they don't use the same serving size is a little confusing to me. I don't know if it's because the marine collagen one is more expensive, so they're trying to let it last longer. I'm not really sure, but regardless of which version you pick, you're going to get about the same amount of protein if you use comparable serving sizes. Like I mentioned, they also offer a variety of other collagen products on the market, such as creamers and flavored ones. I'm not going to talk about those in this video because it'll just make the video too long, but the ingredients that are added to those are definitely going to affect the product itself, particularly the creamers, because they're going to contribute to more calories. But again, I can do a separate video on that if you would like. Okay, so now what do Vital Protein Collagen Peptides do, and do they work? According to their website, their product claims to help support skin, hair, nails, bones, joints, and overall health. Again, if you look at my other collagen powder video, I dive through all of the science behind this so you can learn more about it from that. But as a refresher, collagen powder is a little bit controversial because some people say it works and some people say it doesn't. I will say we do have a decent amount of research to support collagen powder as a way to improve skin health, in particular with things like fine lines, elasticity, and hydration. However, there isn't as much research to support using collagen powder for joint health. A recent 2023 study did find that taking 10 to 20 grams of collagen peptides daily led to significant improvements in activities of daily living, as well as pain scores. Though, of course, a limitation to the study is a small sample size. And you'll notice that with a lot of collagen studies, there are going to be limitations, and they're valid for people to bring up. Other studies have also found improvements in pain and stiffness scores, but of course I would just say that while you can try it for joint pain, it's not going to be your first line solution, and we need more research. The reason why a lot of people are looking into collagen peptides as a way to support our skin health and our joint health is because collagen is foundational in these parts of our body. So it would make sense that if we're supporting the production of collagen, it may help to improve the health of our skin and our joints. But here's where there are some limitations in terms of using collagen powder. And this is coming from someone who enjoys using collagen powder every single day. The first thing is that while it's great to have additional protein from collagen in the body, we don't actually have control of where that protein is going to go. So for example, even if you were to have, for example, a chicken breast, our body digests the protein and then sends it throughout the body to wherever it thinks it's needed. So while it's great that you would take a collagen powder, it's not a guarantee that it's going to go directly to your skin or directly to your joints. At the end of the day, collagen peptides are simply protein, and our body decides what to do with that protein, actually amino acids when it's broken down, but our body decides what to do with them. So while it would be nice if it went to our skin and our joints, we just can't force that to happen. That being said, collagen powder does contain higher amounts of 3 amino acids: proline, glycine, and hydroxyproline. And these 3 amino acids are crucial for collagen building. Another major issue with a lot of the studies out there is that we don't know necessarily if it's the collagen powder itself that is improving our skin health and joint health, or if it's just the fact that we're getting more total protein in a day. So of course, I'd love to see studies on this. But regardless, having a collagen powder can be a really easy way for people to get in a little extra protein without really noticing it. And that's a major downfall that I find with protein powders such as whey powder or a plant-based version. When it comes to Vital Proteins itself, the recommended serving size, again if you're using the US label, says 20 grams of protein per serving, which is actually a lot of protein. So if you are not getting a lot of protein in general and then you add this to your diet, this can be an awesome way to get in a little bit of extra protein. And you might see some notable improvements. At the end of the day, collagen powder is not a miracle solution, but it is a decent option that I personally enjoy myself. So here are some pros to taking Vital Proteins Collagen Powder. There are a number of reasons why you might want to take Vital Proteins Collagen Powder. The first one is that it is third-party tested, and this is one of the biggest things I look for on a supplement label. Third-party testing is really important because it helps to ensure the consistency and quality of the product. It makes sure that what is on the label is what you are getting in the product and nothing more. This also means that they check for other ingredients such as heavy metals or other contaminants such as allergens. The second reason why I think Vital Proteins is a good option is because it gives a good amount of protein. Like I mentioned, Vital Proteins gives 20 grams of protein per serving, which is a high amount, but I don't actually think you need to take the entire serving if you don't want to. In fact, the collagen powder that I take offers 10 grams of protein per serving, and I really do think that is sufficient, especially since I'm just adding a little bit extra to my diet every day. And studies have found results from using as little as 3 grams of protein, although I personally think that's really low, to upwards of 20 grams. So if you were to aim between 10 to 20 grams of protein, especially if you're just adding it to something like a coffee, I think that is great. The third reason I like Vital Proteins is because they are transparent with their ingredients and they keep their claims really simple. I love the fact that when you look on the ingredient label, the only ingredient is collagen peptides and that is it. I really enjoy that they keep it simple because at the end of the day, I don't want any extra ingredients that aren't needed. I don't need any extra flavors. I don't need any extra sweeteners. I just want a collagen powder that's unflavored and I can add to my coffee or whatever else. I also love the fact that the company does not go overboard with their claims. I can't stand it when companies are making these really bold claims on their website. I've seen many collagen powder companies do it where they say that it's going to reverse your aging, it's going to completely get rid of your wrinkles, or it's going to just transform your life. I think that is an oversell and I do not like when companies do that. Vital Proteins keeps things simple. It says it will support your skin health, it may support your joint health, and they don't go overboard with the claims. Now with that all being said, I would like to mention some cons to taking Vital Proteins powder. I actually don't have a lot of complaints about Vital Proteins collagen powder, but I do have some things that I would just keep in mind. The first downside is its cost. I wouldn't say that Vital Proteins is outrageous with their cost. I think it's pretty standard for a collagen powder. If we look on their websites, and bear with me for a second because they're different in Canada and the US, it is $27 US for 265 grams. If we look on the Canadian website, it is $39.99 for 284 grams. Why there's a difference in the size of the containers, I'm not really sure. But if we average this out for US dollars, it's about $1.92 US per serving. So that's about almost $2 per serving you use. So a lot of people would argue that's a lot. But one thing to keep in mind is that you can get Vital Proteins at Costco. And if you saw my Organica Collagen Peptides video, you'll know that I love buying it at Costco because it's way more affordable. So if you want to buy Vital Proteins at Costco, which I believe is available both in the US and Canada, you can get it for a lot cheaper. Unfortunately, I don't know the price in US dollars because I'm in Canada and their Costco website is hiding it from me. But in Canada on their website, it is $49.99 for 680 grams. Keep in mind that if you go into Costco, it's even cheaper than that. So to put that into perspective, you could go on their website and pay $39.99 Canadian for 284 grams, or you could go to Costco and get it for $49.99 or even less if you go in person for 680 grams. So almost triple the amount. Moral of the story is I like buying stuff from Costco because it is cheaper, but of course you have to have a membership for that. So if you have a membership, this is probably what I would recommend. The second downside of Vital Proteins Collagen Peptides is really just the inconsistency with their labels. As you can see in this video, I don't love the fact that I have to keep going back and forth between the US and Canadian labels to give you information. I really wish that they would just be consistent with their labeling and consistent with their package sizes. I understand we have different regulations, so the exact wording on the packaging may be a little bit different, but there's no reason why it has to be 265 grams in the US and then 284 in Canada. That doesn't make sense to me. I also don't understand why the serving sizes are different. Why is it in Canada that it is a 10-gram serving, which is about 2 tablespoons, but in the US it's a 20-gram serving, which is 4 tablespoons? It just doesn't make sense to me why in the States they recommend more protein on their label and in Canada they recommend less. So that's just something that I'm being a little picky about, and it's not a huge deal, but just something to mention. Plus, just based on this, if you're buying it in Canada and they recommend 10 grams of protein, you actually get it for twice as long before you run out, versus the States where you would run out in half the time because the serving size is larger. So if you want to save money, then you could definitely just use half. And that's just a minor downside. Overall, I think the company is pretty good. I'm just making sure that I give both sides. Okay, now what about the plastic recall that happened in 2023? So in April of 2023, Vital Proteins made a voluntary recall. The only reason it was recalled was because there was a potential that one of the plastic lids that goes on top of the containers had broke and therefore went into the product. And because they obviously didn't know which batch it could be or if it could be in multiple ones, they made a recall just to make sure consumers were aware of the situation. One thing to keep in mind is that the company made an immediate notice and there were no injuries that were reported. And honestly, I appreciate their quick response and taking responsibility for what happened. Again, this was a very small batch and they gave the dates that it was made and the lot numbers and everything like that, so it's all resolved now. And just keep in mind, at the end of the day, mistakes do happen, errors do happen, we are all humans, and it's really about the corrective action and the responsibility that a company takes, and I think they did a good job. And I simply mention this because I have been asked in the past about it, so I wanted to bring it up, but I don't have any concerns now. What about the Prop 65 product disclosure? In California, the law requires that companies must list any potential ingredients, and that doesn't matter how low the dose is. And all companies companies are required to do this. On their website, they do have a list of some products that could have trace amounts of different ingredients that could potentially be linked to cancer, and none of which do include the unflavored collagen powder that I reviewed today. I just want to make it clear that just because a product has a warning on it doesn't mean that the product is harmful. This is a required law by California, so a lot of companies that want to sell in California are definitely going to have to put this on their label. These warnings are on a lot of products, and honestly, I think they lead to unnecessary worry in a lot of cases. One thing that you need to keep in mind is the difference between risk and hazard. A hazard is a potentially harmful thing. Risk is how likely you are to be affected by it. So here's a good example. A shark is considered a hazard because a shark can hurt you, but the risk of getting attacked by a shark for the average person is extremely low. So if you're going to be making everybody put hazard labels about sharks on everything, you have to keep in mind that, is the risk actually there? Is the risk high enough that it warrants this warning? A lot of people are debating this, but nonetheless, this is a requirement by California, so this is why it's on the label. And just remember, just because there is a potential hazard doesn't mean it's actually going to harm you. Just remember the saying, the dose makes the poison. But of course, if that is a concern for you and you want to see these labels, then that's just something to keep in mind. But again, the unflavored collagen powder is not on the list, so it's not something you should be worried about. But if you live in Canada, you're not going to see this label, so you don't have anything to worry about. And again, just because I get questions about this, I thought I would mention it here. Finally, do you need a collagen powder? Absolutely not. You do not need a collagen powder, and I want to make that very clear. If you don't want to try collagen powder or it's not within your budget, then don't feel pressured to have it. Instead, I would focus on making sure that you're getting a protein-rich diet. But if you do want to try collagen powder as a way to supplement some protein in your diet, then this is a good option. All right, let's finish off with my overall thoughts. Honestly, Vital Proteins Collagen Powder is a good option for a lot of people. I really like the fact that the company keeps it simple with their ingredients as well as their claims. And I like the fact that it is third-party tested. The price is okay, I just would love to see a little bit more consistency in labeling, but besides that, I think the product is a very good option. So if this is a product that you've been considering, I think it's one of the better ones out there. And that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have tried Vital Proteins Collagen Powder before, let me know your experience in the comments, or if you want me to cover other topics, let me know as well. And of course, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel, especially if you enjoyed this video. It really does help support my channel, and also it will help you continue to learn and be a part of the community. And I'll see you in the next video.